Yeah. Also, they're doing the draft lottery Monday night.
Oh, I didn't see that.
They're doing the balls live.
Which is the first time in NHL
Well, because
history.
everyone got mad at them a couple years ago and they said it was rigged. That Chicago got Connor
Oh, yeah,
Bedard.
the Bedard thing. I'm not gonna lie though. When the Connor Bedard draft happened, we weren't even the Checking from Behind podcast. You weren't a thing on here.
You're
It was
still
me
the
and
deep dive.
yeah,
podcast.
the deep dive podcast, which a lot of my buddies were like, dude, you have to like niche it down, like the deep dive, like any like deep
That's a
dive's
bad
too
name.
general. It is very bad or whatever. And I remember we didn't do like episodes. Actually, we did live episodes. I remember we went on a live episode or whatever, and we were like, yeah, like the fucking draft lottery is rigged, and then we would bring Flatley on the live episodes. It was, oh man, that's no shade at Flatley. Don't worry.
I'm sure he's not watching. You're good. It'll be interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see though. Like them, maybe we'll like not drag out the process as long because we'll immediately know who wins.
Yeah, which is gonna be nice. They're not gonna have to flip the cards.
Yeah, it's like super dramatic. Then Kevin Weeks is like, "Congratulations to Chicago." Like, wait, no, we haven't gotten that far
right.
yet. Because I think at least that year it wasn't live. Like it was pre-recorded.
What the
card
Bedard
flipping?
one?
Yeah, the card flipping
Really?
was not
I didn't
live.
know it was pre-recorded.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There was some reason why Kevin Weeks knew who won before, like it was on TV.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd assume so. I don't know. I find the draft lottery like I don't want to say boring, but it's like, I kind of followed it on social media. Just be like, X team got this pick. Like L.A. Friedman will tweet it out. I'm like, I'll just
I would say it's really exciting when there's like a really good player on the line, like McDavid draft lottery was. I mean, because we're Sabres fans, that one hurt.
Yeah, that hurt badly.
I mean, at least the Dali one I was very invested in because the Sabres ended up getting #1 pick.
Yeah.
Also, like for the Owen Power, like 2021. I mean, the Connor Bedard draft lottery was also insane. Like the hype around that,
and everybody was like, having did they trade Patty Kane at that point? Like that season was the first. Yeah, that was when
he
they
was
traded
gone.
to the Rangers. And everybody was like, you lose Patty Kane, you lose Taves. They're about to get Connor Bedard, and everybody was like, it's fucking rigged because the NHL needs Chicago to stay relevant, and it was like
then that Kevin Weeks slip up happened.
Yeah,
and everyone was like, see, it is rigged.
Exactly.
I don't think it was actually rigged. It was just a bad situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I'm not very happy though. Like Chicago immediately got another franchise superstar to replace their 2 franchise players that they just lost.
I know a lot of people were pissed.
I wasn't happy.
Honestly, I felt indifferent. I didn't really.
I mean,
care.
I thought the Ducks or the Blue Jackets because I believe the Ducks had the best odds to win the lottery.
Yeah,
and
they did.
I think the Blue Jackets are the 3rd best.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been fine if either one of those 2 teams got them.
And going to the Ducks and Blue Jackets picks, Leo Carlson getting picked at 2 over Fantilli was iffy at the time.
He looks good. I
Iffy.
mean, they both look good.
Yeah, of course, everything's more than just like base goals, points, assists, and everything. Like Leo Carlson fits the Ducks system better, especially when they needed it at the time. They needed a big-bodied center who can be a grinder and two-way guy. And
no, I think he has like his max potential is like being like a first-line center.
Yeah, and
Fantilli, I think a really big move for him, like just helping him develop personally, I think was bringing in Sean Monahan.
Yeah,
I really think that helped him take his game to starting to elevate it. I think he's going to be even better next year, Fantilli.
Fantilli's, was he the first player in the 2022 draft to hit 30 goals in a season?
Yeah, he had a good season this year.
Yeah, he did. He had a phenomenal season.
I think he still needs to work a little bit more on his all-around game, but he's getting better.
Yeah, he is.
Like Leo Carlson also took big steps this year, though, as well. Like they're both getting better.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people tend to forget about Leo Carlson just because he's in Anaheim, and they don't really get a lot of attention.
No, I mean we have we think Anaheim's the worst team to ever exist over here.
No, I just think their jerseys are ugly.
That's a gripe because of that's crazy.
I think their orange ones arguably are uglier than their old ones.
I love the orange.
I hate the orange. I saw them in person, like awful in person.
Speaking of the orange jerseys, I love the 2014 Stadium Series jerseys.
I mean, I don't remember what that looks like
They're
off the
all
top
orange.
of my head.
The uniform is literally all orange. And the only reason I brought that up is because somebody made an Instagram post saying throwback to when they paid homage to Orange County or whatever. The only time they did.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be cool if they brought back purple jerseys.
Purple jerseys would be sick. I think purple jerseys anything is kind of sick.
I mean, because I think the Avalanche and the Kings are the only two teams that use purple.
Yeah.
The Kings should use purple more.
No, you talking about purple jerseys or just purple in their because the Avalanche have. I mean, I guess they're.
It's like a shade of purple,
Yeah, but
purple
it's
blue.
not. Yeah, it's.
I mean, I love like the Kings gold and purple jerseys though. Those are
Me
sick.
too. I agree with that. I so agree with that.
The Kings though like had a major jersey upgrade this year though, like because when they had that stupid LA logo like in the cube,
Yeah.
that was ugly. Their jerseys now are
I didn't
clean.
mind the cube.
Their jerseys now are like really nice.
They
though.
are really nice. They
Yeah,
are really
you have the
nice.
silver, the
Yeah.
sparkles. And it is 8:08 and the game still hasn't started yet. According to
11 and a half.
ESPN, it's still 11 and a half minutes to go till puck drop.
Correct.
So NHL, when I open the app, it says the game starts at 8 p.m.
Dude, they should just do like an 8:20 shit.
Well, they want people to tune in to watch this shit. To hear
Dude,
Mark
it is
Messier talk
horrible.
about how bald he is.
It is really horrible. So ESPN and TNT, especially TNT, I have a fucking gripe with. Okay, why are we doing remote broadcasts? Did you hear about that?
For all the series they've been doing that?
No,
or
just only for some games, not even series and stuff, but just for some games. They've been doing remote broadcasts. Game one
I
of
don't
the
like that.
Winnipeg St. Louis game. You want to know where that was broadcast?
Atlanta?
Fucking Atlanta.
Yeah, in
Yep.
the studio.
Yep. Come on, like
Yeah.
stop doing it.
I don't have an excuse for that for the playoffs, especially for a national broadcast. I mean, there are some like regional broadcast teams that do that. I know for the Sabres, I think they finally stopped doing that, but for the last few years, they were having like Rob Ray and Dan Dunleavy call most of the road games from like the studio in Buffalo.
I for a local team, I get.
But is it
doing
really
it
that
from here
hard
and
to
there.
throw in a couple extra seats on the plane for the
No,
because
it's not
most of
that
them,
hard.
all the teams charter a plane, so the
Yeah.
whole plane's for the team.
In for staff and everybody that works for the team, etc.
Just bring like a couple. I don't know how many people go into like a broadcast for like a local broadcast, but I can't imagine it's more than like 10, 15 people.
Yeah, it's just your main
You got
commentators.
your talent, your producer, your camera guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's a good amount more of the people than you would think, but
Going so
I mean, I'm not sure. That might be something interesting to research. How many like people a team usually brings with them? It depends on how long the road trip is too.
how many total people?
Yeah, like they bring out like a road trip.
Gotta
Like I
find
know,
that out.
obviously they bring the team, the coaches, probably the training staff, equipment managers. I'm not sure if management goes on like a GM or like scouts go with them on every trip.
I'd assume. I don't think so. I think
I'm sure they have the option to go.
Yeah. How many people?
I mean, I don't know if you're going to be able to Google that and get an answer.
I don't know. We're about to find out. I've been back my senior year of high school, I took a sports management class my second semester. So as senior year was winding down, and my sports management teacher had like a lot of connections within the sports world and stuff like that. So we ended up getting tickets to the Sabres against Red Wings game. I think it was like the game where Olofsson got his first goal or something like that on the power play. We were able to go through like the players' entrance. We met Rob Ray, Brian Duff,
That's cool.
RJ, and then we ended up going into like the producer's truck that's outside, and
That's crazy.
with the screens and everything. Like, it's literally just like you could easily fit it in this room. It's like that small, but then like it's kind of crammed and everything. But you have like TVs next to each other side by side. You
Shitload
have
of
like little
buttons.
panels. Yeah. It was so cool. It really was.
Yeah, because I think one aspect people forget, like in a broadcast, is like there's people there's the producer's job is literally just talking to people the whole time, make sure cameras are getting switched, they have the right things on at the right time. They're telling that like giving the talent cues of when the commercial breaks are going on and stuff like that. There's a lot that goes into a broadcast.
Yeah.
So honestly, the people calling the game probably have the easiest job.
Dude, that would be. I sometimes imagine what like these local talents and like media personalities that just get to sit in, whether it's at the desk or the commentators, whatever, and just talk about this team. And then, obviously they have more work besides that. That's like their main role, but then they also do behind the scenes stuff. Like you have to obviously work with like the content team to figure out, during games and stuff, you have to write down notes. You have to figure out what to talk about because
I mean, that's their full-time job. I mean,
Yeah.
they take it very seriously.
Of course.
Yeah. Like if it was my full-time job to do a hockey podcast, I'd be taking that very,
Dude,
very seriously.
If it was our full-time job, you'll catch me here 12 days, not 12 days, 12 hours, 7 days a week. I mean, also, if it was full-time, we wouldn't be sitting in like a small 20 by 10 room. We'd be, in a bigger space. Anyway.
No, it just looked like we'd be in a bigger room because we have a green screen in the back, and we'd be sitting in front of a desk.
You're right. I would throw a desk in here if it wasn't.
I don't know. I feel like that makes it feel a little too like newsy. I don't know.
I see where you're coming from. So I did some research, and NHL teams typically carry around an extra 23 to 25 people on road trips.
That's
outside
not
of
counting the players and the coaching staff.
Correct. Yes. So let's see. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna use that. I'm going to use a different source.
Yeah, because I'm assuming, obviously the players, coaching staff, equipment managers are guaranteed to be on the flight. I'm assuming like they bring like some of their training, like doctors, medical team. Yeah, I'm not sure who else.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that I can't find anything else besides AI overview, and we all know how AI overview is.
Yeah, I might just be making shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm kind of okay. Hockey operations guidelines from NHL.com.
Okay.
That's a reserve.
I mean, some teams do, like bring the reporters on the plane too.
Yeah, I didn't know. Well, I kind of figured, but also I didn't.
Like, I think it depends on how big the market is too.
Yeah.
Like in Toronto, like there's so many outlets covering the Leafs.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably, if they're chartering any of the media members, it's probably just like CBC, Sportsnet, like
TSN,
ESPN, like the big dogs, and then kind of like the smaller guys don't really. They kind of are responsible for getting there themselves.
I know we tend to always go back to Buffalo because that's where our
well, it's the easiest thing for us to reference.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder if they charter. I'm assuming they charter Lance Lowowski. I don't even know.
I believe, yeah.
And
I
Mike
think
Harrington are the two.
I don't know. I think they take turns going. I don't think they both might go to like the shorter trips, but they might go themselves. They might drive down there.
Do they both work for the Buffalo News, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Mike Harrington's been there for a long time.
Dude's a vet. It is crazy though, like in the sports industry and stuff, like having to work your way up and everything. Like a lot of these guys, by the way, we're like 3 or 4 minutes away from puck drop still.
Yeah, they're just coming out to the ice now, and then they got to do the national anthem.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thankfully, only the American one. Not because I hate Canada. That sounded so
what?
bad.
You hate Canada?
So bad, but just because faster to puck drop. I mean, like, yeah. But going back to my point though, like having to work up in the sports industry, all these top reporters you see, they didn't start off. 99% of the time, they don't start off. You have to work your way up everything. And
oh yeah, I mean,
especially in the sports industry, it's about getting your foot in the door first.
It's changed a bit now because I think it's never been more accessible for like anyone just to start covering it themselves, or like they can start a blog or like get a following on social media.
I literally fucking did that. I wrote 5 articles for a website. I submitted that as like here's proof that I write to the hockey writers, and they're like, you know what, jump on board. And now,
back in the day, like people didn't have the internet. They got most of their news from the newspaper.
Right, you needed a job at
that you needed to like know your shit.
Exactly. You didn't have social media to look up shit and everything like.
And also, it wasn't as easy to watch all the games.
No, it wasn't. No, I mean, now it's as accessible as ever, but they also make.
Oh yeah, there's so many people that just talk about sports. Like I know people comment on stuff of our stuff. It's like get the everyone with a microphone thinks they state their opinion.
I love those. I've also done a better job of filtering out like not every comment, but a lot of comments. I love interacting with people, but it's like. If I see a comment I want to interact with or whatever, I'll just either like it or like somebody ended up bringing something up about Adam Fox. Dude, this dude was fucking pissed when I ended up posting something about Jacob Slavin. It was like that little segment or whatever.
Yeah.
And I put Adam Fox in the same thing as Jacob Slavin. This dude was like, "Oh, Adam Fox has one down season, and he's not a Norris caliber player anymore." It's like we never fucking said that.
I mean, I believe I corrected you on that. I think I
What?
said that Slavin and Fox are not in the same tier.
I don't know. I'm gonna look. I probably put that in the clip, but I think they are.
Maybe this season, but I think Fox is better. I mean, Fox won a Norris Trophy.
Well, yeah, but like I think Slavin is up there. Slavin gets
He's good.
disrespected.
I know he's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I think most of the players on the Rangers had a down year this year.
So I was finishing up editing the TikTok last night. I spelled I didn't realize this until I posted it, but I spelled Nick Lidstrom's name wrong and I put Lind instead of just a lid.
Oh, the comments roast you.
No, right away when I posted I posted that. I was like, yes, I know. All right, we're at the anthems here, fellas, and then we finally got puck drop.
No, that's if they don't take a commercial break after the national anthem.
Oh, of course.
I do like it when teams like throw in a little hot thing for their own team during the anthem, like when they yelled stars and when like they said in the national anthem. That's cool. I know like the Vegas Golden Knights, they yelled night.
And then
during the national anthem.
Then you have every other fan base that just has one drunk fan that screams. I remember when the Sabres played the Canadians on the opening night or whatever in Buffalo. And me and Chris went.
I went to that game with you guys.
No, this was a different one. This was before we met.
Okay.
But yeah, oh yeah, this was another one. But I was like so amped for it, and there was like a part that came on or whatever, the Star Spangled Banner, and I screamed at the top of my lungs.
Oh God.
It was so impulsive.
Never forget the one game we went to during the national anthem. They were singing the Canadian anthem, and this fucking kid screams, "Fuck Canada!" This dude behind us lost his shit. He's like, "Where's that little fucker who said that? I'm gonna throw a fucking chicken tender at him."
I would start crying.
Oh, we were like, we wanted him to do it because we wanted him to get kicked out because he was annoying as fuck. He wouldn't shut up.
Like, fucking go for it.
It was like, oh, it's that kid right there in the Eichel jersey. Do it. And he was like, oh, I'm going to do it. And then he was like, his wife was like, no, don't. Calm down. He's like, nah, that little kid's talking shit about Canada. I'm Canadian.
All right. Any predictions here before we got puck drop?
Give me, I think this game's going to overtime. And give me Colorado 3-2 in overtime.
I'm sticking with my guns here. I'm going Dallas. I think they're gonna end up winning this game 4-3. I think it's gonna be regulation.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a high scoring game for a game 7.
It is. I mean, you know what? Yeah, I'll stick with 4-3. But
I mean, we both had the series going 7. It's just who's gonna win.
And we both had opposite picks.
I mean, like I said, I think this series was clearly always going 7. It was just a coin toss.
It was. Speaking of, I'll bring this up in tomorrow's episode or whatever. Your picks, mint.
Yeah,
I was going through all of them, and right now, if Winnipeg,
I think the only one I got wrong was Tampa.
No, you had Florida winning.
Oh, why did I do that on my bracket?
I have no idea, but either way though,
what did I have Florida in 7 or 6?
I don't know. I have to check on the Instagram post unless I screwed up. But either way though, like even if it's just a 1, you know.
I know, like I was pretty high on Tampa. I know at least when I did my own bracket, I picked Tampa winning that series, and I was completely wrong.
Do you want to stick with the Tampa, or do you want me to? I mean, I could always go.
Oh, I mean, whatever I said.
Yeah, that's gonna be an icing right off for it, boys.
I mean, if I said Florida, then put Florida. But if I said Tampa, it just I'm not gonna.
Either way, though, I'm gonna mention just her records. Well, we can talk about this or whatever tomorrow when we finalize prepping and stuff about it, but I'm
not gonna forget getting laughed at though, but for picking the Oilers.
Dude, you can go at me however hard you want for that pick. For picking the Kings in 7 or whatever.
I mean, I picked the Oilers in 7. I thought the series was gonna go 7 games.
No matter what, me too.
I didn't think that LA would have a complete meltdown.
I'm surprised Jim Hiller hasn't been fired yet, if I'm being honest.
They gotta have meetings, players meetings, and exit stuff, and
If we're being honest, if they had a half decent coach, they would have probably at least pushed the game to
that
7.
challenge he did was so stupid.
They lost. They lost the series when that happened. The second that happened, they lost it.
Well, he never made any adjustments. I guess I saw a clip of like a
Good drop.
reporter asked him, is like, what adjustments, clearly like the reporter asked him something like, the Oilers clearly have made some adjustments for how you guys played in game 1 and game 2. Game 3, you didn't win the game. Like, what adjustments do you have to make going to game 4? And he said, next question, I'm not answering.
Yeah, that was the one where like it was going around social media and everybody was like, "Why is he so mad?" Like,
I mean, I get you don't want to. Oh, there's a penalty coming up to Colorado. Gonna get an early power play for the Stars.
Over under 5.5 goals here, by the way, per ESPN bet.
That's pretty high.
It is. Vegas knows something.
I mean, Game 6 was pretty crazy.
I didn't watch any of Game 6. Every time I've watched this series so far, the Avalanche have won, so I've stopped myself from watching the series. Actually, sorry, Game 6. Yeah, Game 6, the Avalanche won, and I didn't watch.
The Stars still have.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. They had a puck for a solid minute.
I throw this out?
Fuck it. Yeah. Why not? You paid. You've never even worn it, dude. It glows in the dark too.
Glow in the dark's crazy. If it gets too hot, though, I'm taking it off.
Man's got the Wyatt Johnston jersey on. He's got the highlighter green.
Yeah, you're a fucking hater.
I am a hater. I hate those fucking jerseys.
I fucking love him. Now people are gonna come in here that
Homer.
They're gonna think
I mean, most of the people that come into these streams are the people that are fans of those teams.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we got it. All right, we have a power play here for Dallas coming up.
The big thing is if Dallas ends up winning this series, do they get Heiskanen and Robertson back for round 2?
I think they'll have them back in time. At least I think they'll have Heiskanen back because I know he's been skating for a little while now. Obviously, don't want to rush him back because obviously the worst thing you want to do is he comes back for a game and then now he's out the rest of the playoffs, if they make it.
Okay, this might be a hot take here, but if you're Dallas and Colorado, would you rather play Winnipeg in the next round or St. Louis?
Yes, 1,000%. 1,000%. You got Harley going here. Oh, that's out in front and just missed the back door. Bouncing puck.
Mikko Rantanen looks like he's finally settled into for Dallas. He's been on a tear lately.
It looks like
he's
he
8 points in this series.
He was pressing in the first couple games. It felt like he just felt the pressure and.
Well, it's probably weird too playing against his old team.
Yeah, that is also very true.
Because I think if you would have told him at the beginning of the year, like the journey he went on this year, he would have not believed you.
Wow, bandwagoner! Fuck you, buddy. That's what's going on, blood. How are you?
That's funny.
Look at your Leafs move on to 5 for 19 this series on a power play for the Stars.
It's pretty decent.
Yeah, that's. I'm trying to do the math in my head. Can't.
I mean, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It's about 20%.
20% clip.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't really had much of a scoring chance outside of that first shot that got tipped.
That was a great scoring chance too. Just.
I mean,
it was a good set play.
PP2 out now.
Ooh. All right, this was a huge kill for Colorado though.
It's not over yet.
What? I'm trying to, give it a little jinx.
Oh, Cece? Nice block.
Great block.
Oh, I was about to say, I don't know if he had any gas left in the tank to get that up. Too many men? So the puck hit an Avalanche player who was getting off the ice.
Did they call the puck out of play?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know, because I saw the Dallas player yelling at the ref for too many men. Oh, it was just a whack away. I think he would have made that save, actually.
Yeah. You know what? If that puck's a little bit closer to Hintz's feet, he might be able to lift that over the pad. But, again, I hate playing the what-ifs game.
You never know anymore, yeah.
That is true.
It happened. They didn't score. Move on.
Exactly.
Fuck that. I hate it when the refs go, get the fuck out.
It's like, yeah, you jumped. No fucking shit, I jumped. So we have a face-off here to the left of Blackwood.
Was that count as a win for Colorado?
I don't know.
Because
I don't.
the Dallas player won that back, and now the stream is frozen. Oh, there we go. Ooh, Marty Nietzsche gets sat down by Thomas Harley.
Harley's had a very good series.
I mean, he had to step up without Heiskanen being out there playing that number one defenseman role.
I can't believe that they only. Well, I can't kind of believe it or whatever, but like they just signed him to a bridge deal. I
mean, this was his breakout season, I'd say.
Yeah, last season he was good for the team, but obviously, a little bit more development. And
well, this year he had to step up because Heiskanen just missed so much time.
Yeah, I mean,
and then he played really well in the Four Nations face-off. I think that kind of put him on the map a little bit more. And yeah, I would say he had a breakout season this year.
Yeah,
he's an RFA, right? At the end of the year, or does he have a year left on his contract?
I'm pretty sure that they signed him.
It's a long-term deal?
No, I think it was only a 2-year. It was either a 2 or 3 year bridge deal.
Yeah, he's about to get a big raise, though.
I'm gonna check that. Six, 7, 231 is crazy.
It's a big boy.
It is.
He's a defenseman, too. Jesus.
18th overall in the 2022 NHL draft.
Dallas knows how to draft.
They do.
They're really good at getting those gems like late in the first round. I mean, Thomas Harley was a late first-round pick. Wyatt Johnston was a late pick. I think he was a second-round pick.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a second. Dude, McKinnon's so fast. He's so good, too.
Good play by... Oh, and he fanned on the shot. Never mind. Not good play.
Never mind. Yeah, Thomas Harley. Yeah, he only signed a 2-year bridge deal at $4 million, and he's an RFA after next season.
I'm sure they'll try to get a deal done this summer.
They'll get him done with a 8-year deal. Fuck it. Give him it.
Now, do you think this series is in Game 7 if Heiskanen and Robertson are playing?
That's actually a great question. Because you could look at it at two sides of the spectrum, that they didn't have their two best players and that they're still in a Game 7. But also, the Colorado Avalanche, they're no joke either.
No, but I think having Robertson and Heiskanen probably would have pushed their depth over the edge, and I think Dallas would have won in 6.
6 games, yeah. I mean, having those two out to start the series, everybody was like, "Fuck it, Avs in 5, Avs in 6," and
I
we are in
mean,
Game 7.
Yeah.
Because great play. Like the Stars' depth is just too good. Like their depth has stepped up for times at the series.
I mean, their depth. They have like Mikael Granlund like playing on the second, third line.
Like he's had a phenomenal season too. What a pickup there!
Oh, goes off the side of the net. So Dallas has probably had the better scoring chances so far. They're not really letting Colorado get in the net. Look at Johnston.
Oh
with a
my
nice
God,
backhand
Johnston's
shot.
so good.
And we have a player down for the Avs.
Did the puck hit him in the face?
I like he got hit in the face, yeah. Oh, a penalty, high sticking. Looks like he got hit in the face.
Was this on the...
Is there blood?
Yeah, it looks like a little bit.
It's so funny watching a player after they get high sticks. Oh, there's a little red there.
Is Wyatt going to the box? No.
Double minor. Oh, they're reviewing it.
Double minor here for Jamie Benn, but like Preston said, they're reviewing it.
I mean, did he get hit? Not get hit with a stick? I mean, he's clearly bleeding, so like they had to give him a double minor, but I guess they're checking to see. Because I have seen this get reversed before, where like a player high stick their own teammate. Let's see what happened.
Oh, that's
No, he
clearly-
he hit him.
that's
Yeah,
so
it's
clear
like
as
cross
day.
check to the face. Yeah, that's a high stick. What are they reviewing then?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, stick right to the
There's
face.
clearly blood on his glove and coming from his mouth. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's an easy call.
a cross check to the face is so painful, though. The beginning of the playoffs, refs were not seeing those at all. Like,
I mean,
especially,
they're hard to see. They happen so fast.
especially in traffic. But like the NHL, I guess, ended up sending something out to the refs saying that they needed to crack down on it because it was happening too many times.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always a dangerous play, taking anything up high too.
I kind of appreciate though the NHL for the most part doesn't admit that the refs fucked up. Like, have you seen with the NBA, the playoffs, like players have like open and coaches have openly complained after games, then the NBA like has to issue apology saying, "Oh, we actually did make the wrong call."
Yeah.
I don't like that
Why?
because you gotta trust your refs, and you don't want to throw them under the bus.
Yeah, that's true. And also, it's like it doesn't matter. Like an apology is not going to help to call
Yeah,
that.
no,
cost
you
the
can't
game.
undo the call.
Swear to God, if your bracket is ruined because the Jets lose first round, I'm a cry, bro.
I mean,
that would be so rough.
I think
that would be
I
so
think
rough.
the Jets are gonna break a lot. I think almost everyone had the Jets in the first round. I know we both did.
Yeah, and if anybody had the Jets going to the Western Conference Finals or the Stanley Cup Finals, you're a fucking idiot, in my opinion. I think that was dumb.
I think it was all dependent on what Connor Hellebuck we got. And, you know, in games 1 and 2, he looked pretty solid. And then 3 and 4, he was awful. Game 5, he looked okay. Yesterday night, he was horrible.
Did you know that Connor Hellebuck is the first goaltender since Stuart Skinner in 2023 to get pulled in 3 games in a playoff series all on the road?
No, I didn't.
That is nuts. Dive. Bro embellished.
Yeah, totally.
Let's see if Colorado can take advantage and go up 1-0 here.
Yeah, one of the last Sabres games, one of the Sabres players got hit a high stick in the face, and he was bleeding. So the refs go and call a 4-minute penalty. And then the other, I forgot who they were playing. They challenge it because the Sabres high stick their own teammate, and then there was no penalty on the play.
Fuck, man.
So this is going to be a big kill coming up for Dallas. Oh, bad pass there by Linus Cog. That's wild that he's playing still. McKinnon coming off the wall with speed. Nice save by Ottinger. Yeah, Ray Ferraro just said that's got to be terrifying when McKinnon's coming at you with speed. And yes, I would be terrified if I was a defenseman.
Imagine seeing McKinnon one-on-one with you, coming at speed with you with the puck. Oh, that was a great play.
Nice block. So far, they're doing a good job keeping him outside. Oh, good stick by Johnston. So good kill so far. About a minute killed so far on the 4-minute penalty. We're already halfway through the first. So that means my boy Brock Nelson can do something.
He's done absolutely nothing in this series so
He
far.
scored game 6.
Oh, sorry about that.
It was like a weird goal though. Like went off the defenseman.
Didn't mean to disrespect him for real.
Look at this aggressive penalty kill. And another good stick breaks up a pass. Yeah, just look at him go right around everybody. Ugh. Oh, if he elevates just a little bit, that's a goal.
It's going right over him.
Yeah.
That's in the back of the net.
You know, it's wild to think like 2 or 3 years in Nathan McKinnon's career, they were calling him a bust.
He didn't have a great start to his career.
No, he had a really good rookie year. He won Rookie of the Year, and then he kind of he kept getting worse the next couple of years. And then he had like a 100-point season.
And it's just been nonstop ever
Yeah,
since
and then
then.
after that, he's been like Nathan McKinnon.
He
like,
put in work. Was he drafted first overall?
Yeah.
He was first overall for a reason.
Yes. And if you redo that draft, he's going to be the first overall pick.
10 times out of
Yeah.
10. 2012?
Yes. 2012. No, I think it was 2013.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it was 2013 because then 2014 was Aaron Ekblad. Then 15 was McDavid. Yeah. The 2012 was Nail Yakupov.
Forget about him.
Yeah, everyone does.
Yeah. Biggest bust in NHL history?
I
Question
don't know
mark.
about that. At least he played for a few years.
That's fair.
Makar walking in.
Letting
missed the
Makar
net.
walk in like that is devious work. But I mean, Dallas's penalty kill, they just like drop, like form like a tiny box and just in front of the net. They don't chase at all. It's
Well, yeah, that's what you want to do. If like
that
every
was just
time,
great.
I was always told when we were killing penalties, if they want to fuck around with a puck on the outside, let them. You just don't let them inside.
Correct.
That's where the danger happens. Because then everyone's watching the puck and you get off your guy, and then there's a guy wide open in the slot for an easy goal.
If they score from the boards or whatever, that's on your goalie.
Unless there's a big screen in front of the net, you're not like doing a bad pass.
Oh.
Nah.
You know what? Just dangle through him and that and off. I
should have just took
called
it to the boards and ate it.
Almost called it for real. Ate it. That's kind of gross. What are we doing? No, I'm just
Good kill though by Dallas. Very good kill. Outside of that one rush by McKinnon, not really any great score. Oh, nice save by Ottinger. Very aggressive coming out of the crease there. Loose in front.
Oh,
see, that's why you want to avoid getting in front, because see, everything just collapses, and then you can leave guys wide open. Oh, Brock Nelson, what are you doing, buddy? Shoot that puck.
What a kill, though.
That was a great kill.
That was a great kill.
Because, it is really not great for Dallas to take a 4-minute penalty at this point in the game, but if you kill that, you get so much momentum and energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at this save by Ottinger here. Look how he sticks. He
barely got over.
He forces him to come out. It takes away that angle.
Elite goaltending right there.
If he doesn't do that, he's going right around him for an easy goal.
When I saw that, I was like, this is in the back of the net. Mm-hmm. But he got there.
Entertaining game so far, though. Hasn't disappointed.
It has not at all. Kind of what we expected for a Game 7-2 between these two teams.
I mean, neither team looks overly nervous. I mean, both have pretty experienced teams. Have seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So you know how where Pete DeBoer is 8-0 in Game 7s in his coaching career, right?
Yeah.
Well, Jared Bednar is 0-3 in his coaching career. I don't know if you knew that or not.
No, I didn't.
But, yeah, I found that out today.
We'll see if that changes tonight.
Yeah, we will. Oh. 2-on-1.
2-on-1.
That was great defense.
Very good back check by Nathan McKinnon. Very, very good. Kind of forced Rantanen to close off there. Took away that pass. Took away the shooting lane.
Rantanen wanted to open his body up towards the net and just was never able to.
Yeah, especially because he's coming off his he's got that puck on his backhand. So yeah, McKinnon did that was a very good back check there by McKinnon.
It was.
And commercial time.
So who do you think gets on the board first? We got.
I think Dallas is going to score first.
You have a specific player, or just going
No,
team?
just the team.
Just team. What?
No, they were talking. Joel Kiviranta is the first player since Wayne Gretzky to score a hat trick in a Game 7, and he said he forgot that happened.
That's crazy.
And Ray Ferraro was like, "You must have a pretty cool life. You forget about that throwing through a hat trick in a
That's
Game
funny.
7."
That's funny.
Which was funnily enough against the Avalanche when he was on the Stars. So that's kind of wild.
What?
Kiviranta played 3 years for the Stars, 163 games in the regular season, 22 points, 36 games in the playoffs, like 12 points. So he's like way more productive in the playoffs.
That's. Hey, that's when you want to be your most productive.
Oh, stolen by the Stars.
Matt Duchesne needs to get going, man.
I would say though, like I think it's much more important for the Avalanche to win this game than the Stars, as weird as that sounds, because the Avalanche are all in,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a lot of rentals on their team. With Dallas, they ain't going anywhere.
No.
I'm sure. Yeah, it sounds weird to say because I mean it's a bit important for both teams, but I'd say there's a little bit more on the line for the Avalanche than the Stars.
Are you of the essence? We could get a little bit more into like in depth with this and everything if we like on an episode, whatever. But are you more of the essence of whoever wins this series is making it out of the West? Or are we looking at Edmonton and Vegas, be like they're capable of taking either of these teams down?
I'm not ready to make that assessment yet. I mean, obviously, it depends. I think either of these teams would probably beat Winnipeg or St. Louis in a 7-game series, unless Winnipeg wins and then for some maybe it's just for Hellebuck just a first round thing.
Yeah.
And like because I think if the Jets make it to the second round and Connor Hellebuck remembers that he's an elite goalie, it's a very different series.
Very different. My buddy who I also work with, he goes, "You won't hear me say this often, but go Stars." He's a Vegas fan, by the way.
Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he's more than of a Jack Eichel fan and hates the way Buffalo handled everything, but, you know, it's a conversation for a different day. Even though the shots are only 5-3, it feels like there's been more
by
action.
Parker Kelly. Jeez.
Yeah.
You want a 2-on-1 in the corner. That's what you want in your bottom six right there.
Feisty.
Cody Ceci, Oilers legend.
A lot of people have told me to stop disrespecting Cody Ceci.
He's not that bad.
Dude, first off, it's very impressive to play 85 games in one regular season.
And he's been in the league for a long time.
He has been. He's been a very, serviceable defenseman.
And I wasn't I mean, I do think the Oilers legitimately do miss him.
Oh, yeah, I believe it.
Ooh,
I was off. Shoot it, you won't pussy.
That would start a line brawl.
Set it.
I love doing that in Shell.
Set a tone.
Shooting after a whistle in Shell. And
That's so real.
Fight every single time.
That's so real. All right, so we have a TV timeout here.
I mean, we only got a couple minutes left in the period as well.
4.5 or something like that. Leafs Vegas final for your bracket. That's crazy work.
I have Leafs Avs.
Who do I have? Oh, I have Stars and Lightning. So Lightning or Dunzo. And I'll get to who I have in the second round tomorrow, but to drop something, I'm done
Yeah,
underrating the Cats.
in my official bracket though, my Western Conference final is Colorado and Edmonton, and then East as Toronto and Washington. So my bracket is very much still okay right now. It could die tonight.
The East one is definitely. I think that'll happen. I think that's my.
I don't know if Toronto could beat Florida. Because I don't know if it was just us underestimating the Panthers. I mean, I said this going into the playoffs. I don't know why I forgot about this. You never count out the defending champs.
Yeah. I don't know why I got caught glazing and I was too deep into the Lightning hype and I was like, this is they have the team and
you gotta remember how good of no disrespect to the Lightning or their coaching staff, John Cooper, but Paul Maurice is different in the playoffs, and the Panthers play such a disciplined game that you can't give them anything, because if you give them a little bit, they're gonna rip it open
and they'll take everything from you.
And that their whole team is so committed to playing team defense that they could be up 1-0 for 59 minutes in a game and feel completely comfortable.
Yep. You know, people mostly have Florida, which I understand. Yeah, I mean, you know, when a lot of people pick Florida, so go to the finals and make a run, not necessarily make it. I'm like, I can see them getting to the Eastern Conference Finals because, again, like Preston said, you can never count out the defending champs.
Until someone kills them, they're the champs.
Exactly. Like it happened with Tampa. Tampa, you know, going into 2023 and everything, I think the Panthers beat them, but
good stick lift. I mean, but Tampa, like they didn't lose their crown until they lost the Stanley Cup final against the Avalanche.
Correct. Was hoping Tampa beat them around one. Think Leafs play better against Tampa over Florida.
Oh, for sure. I think Florida is a much tougher matchup for the Leafs. I mean, but I think they also kind of went into the offseason kind of trying to build a roster more around beating Florida, because I think everyone in the front office knew that if they were going to get into the Eastern Conference final, they were going to have to beat the Panthers.
You have to get through Florida.
So that's why they added guys like Brandon Tanev, Scott Laughton, trying to get a little bit tougher to play against.
Brought in OEL to add more offense to the blue line.
Yeah.
And he's also, you know, he can be good defensively, too. I think he's a nice little...
I think this will be different from when they played a couple years ago when Florida has kicked the crap out of the Leafs.
5 games.
Yeah.
I think whoever wins Florida Leafs series goes to the finals, though.
I think that's a fair take. Yeah.
We said this when we were, even before the playoffs were set. Whoever comes out of the Atlantic will end up going to the finals. And I still stand by that.
Yeah. That Edmonton-Vegas series, though, is going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, even though every game's going to be at 10 o'clock. Or maybe they'll throw in an 11 o'clock game.
On the weekend, they'll probably have it earlier.
Yeah, 9:30.
I could see them maybe doing like 8 o'clock.
You know, an 8 o'clock game out in Vegas or Edmonton will be a blessing.
Like on a Saturday or a Sunday, I could see them doing that.
I mean, I guess it also depends when they schedule the games throughout the day and stuff, too.
Yeah, I'm sure they have 2 schedules ready right now. They probably have to have 4 different schedules right now ready for the Western Conference, but
yeah,
I'm sure they probably already have what Edmonton and Vegas' schedule set in stone. They're just trying to see what happens in the next one. Because that's the biggest thing was Winnipeg and St. Louis being tomorrow. Like if that series ended before this one, it'd be much easier for them to say because if Winnipeg won, okay, we know either of these teams are going to Winnipeg, or if the Blues won, okay, we know that either of these teams are hosting the Blues.
Yeah. They probably would honestly put Edmonton, Vegas earlier than what we think will be Wednesday.
Yeah, no, if we already know who won the Winnipeg and St. Louis series, they'd already have game 1 at Edmonton and Vegas scheduled.
Yeah.
Like they'd be ready. They'd probably start on Wednesday.
I think it's gonna start on Wednesday no matter what. But I think if Winnipeg won yesterday, I think it'd probably be Tuesday.
Yeah. And then that series should probably start on Wednesday.
The only reason we have a Monday game is because those series ended so early. Wait, actually, who plays Monday? Is it Florida-Toronto?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then Washington-Carolina's on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Well, I knew there was going to be a game on Monday because, I think the plan was originally that if if Winnipeg won yesterday, Carolina Washington was starting tomorrow.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Because they wanted to have a game on Sunday no matter what, but then now there's going to be Game 7.
Okay. That makes sense. Don't
Yeah.
have an off day when there's still 8 available playoff teams, or even 4.
Because
plus.
I think there's going to be a game pretty much every day until the Stanley Cup Final, at least one game.
I mean, that's normally how they do it. That's normally how they want to do it too.
Yeah.
Honestly, you never want to have a.
Well, because last year the Stanley Cup Final ended so late. It was literally like 3 days before the draft, 2 or 3 days before the draft.
I remember it ended. What was it? It was on like Monday night, and the draft was that Friday.
Thursday.
Yeah. No, it was on Friday. I thought.
I know there was like 2 or 3 days in between.
Oh yeah, the Florida Panthers had their parade on like that. What was it on like that Wednesday or Thursday or whatever it was, like the day before the draft that happened.
Well, I guess the Panthers could celebrate a little bit more because they didn't really have many picks.
Yeah, that is true.
Their whole freaking management team probably showed up at the draft hungover.
And that's the end of the period. Hey, fight him! He shot after the horn. Fight him! Fight! Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
They're talking.
No, I know. What just popped in my head was that meme of oh my God, who is it? Is that Leonardo DiCaprio? He's like,
Yeah.
No, that one, yeah.
Yeah, that's Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah.
Calling 7 games with Washington, winning Game 7 against Carolina. Listen, I'm off the Carolina bandwagon. I've been on that bandwagon for the past 2 to 3 years, saying that they can get over the hump. Fuck them. Washington's winning in 7.
I think it's going to be a very, very, very physical series. I think Washington is the better team, and I think their depth is going to be what gets them over the top. I mean, I'm expecting Freddie. I think Anderson's going to be ready for Game 1.
Yeah.
If Kochekov's the starter going into that series, though, I don't really like it for Washington. For Carolina, I think Kochekov. It's a little too risky for me to trust in the playoffs.
And shaky too.
Yeah, like
give it another 2 years, and I'll trust him and stuff. But
Freddie Anderson's the more stable option there, but I think Washington. Ovi's still going really hot into the playoffs. They're getting Alexei Protas back, which is huge.
They got him back for Game 5, and he played a role.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Washington's depth is going to be what gets them over Carolina in the first round, and the second round. I'm sorry.
I'm with you. I do think that Washington will prevail, and it comes down to goaltending for me. Like you stated, Washington has Logan Thompson. We don't know the status of Freddie Anderson going into that series yet.
I think he's day-to-day. I'm expecting him to play Game 1. I mean, they just signed him to an extension today. So
Well, just a 1-year extension?
Yeah,
correct?
But I think he's going to – I mean, he's been excellent for them in the playoffs so far.
I'm trying to throw it down on the dock right now on the laptop, but it says something went wrong, no connection.
Are you connected to Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that series is going to be fun to watch. And honestly, coming into the playoffs, I didn't know how fun watching Washington or Carolina would be. But honestly, watching both of those teams in the first round was kind of enjoyable.
I think Game 1 is going to be very tight. Very, very tight. Feeling out. Usually Game 1s are tight, especially like deeper in the playoffs. It's a feeling out process.
Yeah.
Because, you just got off a series, game planning for one specific team. And, Game 1, you never know what they're going to throw at you.
This is something that we talked about last year, too, with the Canes being down to the Rangers in the Eastern Conference Finals at one point. Brendan Moore's job, it's not in question, and the reason I say that is because they just signed him to a new contract last. I think it was like a 5-year contract or something like that. The Canes have expressed no interest in even having his job out there, be like, oh, he could be fired, this and that. The Canes are keeping him. He's one of the best coaches, if not the best coach the Hurricanes have had in franchise history. And I think it's more like their team is so good, and I don't think it's Brendan Moore's fault that they just can't get over the hump.
I mean, there's a kind of number of things. I think Frederick Anderson getting hurt at literally the worst times possible doesn't help.
Yeah, him being hurt, it seems like every season at this point. I know you can't control the blood clot, what he had last year, and I think he ended up getting hurt in the playoffs last year,
too. Yeah, he did.
The year before, he was hurt. 1920, he was hurt. He
is good when he plays.
Dude, he had a .948 save percentage in the playoffs before he went down.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think the only way Brendan Moore would have even been talked about being moved on is if blew a 3-1 series lead to the Devils. Like
Dude, that would have been
embarrassingly.
That would have been.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
That would have been so bad. At that point, it would have been a 3-0 series lead because Carolina was up 3-0.
Were they? I thought New Jersey won Game 3.
No, maybe you're right. Maybe they did win Game 3.
Yeah, I believe they did win Game 3. I can check.
Okay. Not his fault. I agree, and I think they would be a mistake. But blame often will fall on the coach in the end. Yeah, the blame often does fall on the coach.
If Rod Brendamore got fired, I think he'd be hired like within a week by another team. Kind of like how Jim Montgomery got hired right as soon as he got fired.
What happened with Mike Sullivan recently too?
Yeah, like if a coach like that gets in the market, someone will take him immediately.
Correct.
Yeah, New Jersey did win Game 3, so
Okay.
They would have blown a 3-1 series lead, like the Warriors are about to do.
Yeah, that's rough. I saw this tweet and somebody brought it up on TikTok and was reacting to it. Would you rather be in the Warriors position and possibly blow a 3-1 lead to the fucking Rockets and you have Steph Curry?
Rockets are the 2 seed though; they're good.
Exactly. Or would you rather be the Lakers and just get absolutely killed by the Ant-Man and the Timberwolves?
The Lakers didn't have a center.
So you look at both teams. I think both are pretty rough because you have LeBron.
All I'm saying is get LeBron and Steph on the same team. They're not losing a game.
Dude, I just want to see that for one season. Just one season. Give it to me. Pause.
Yeah.
Brindy to Boston. This dude. Blood, bro.
I don't think you take that job.
Dude, I think Boston. This is something. I wanted to do this last week, but I was thinking of it at work and totally forgot to write it down. Attractive coaching destinations. I don't think Boston is that attractive.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, I don't think it's very attractive.
They don't have a bright future. They don't have a good roster, in my opinion. Like you have your core players like McAvoy, Pasta, and Swayman, but outside of that, though, like you don't have much.
They don't have a lot of draft picks. I mean, they got to start building up the farm again. They're gonna have to be bad for another couple of years before they have to do a rebuild. I think this was long overdue because they did, to their credit, they did a very good job of staying competitive for a very long time, which is hard to do.
I think the past 2 or 3 seasons. Well, okay, not 2 or 3. Sorry, they were the best team in NHL history at the time. By the way.
No, they still have the record for the best regular season ever.
They were the best regular season team ever, and the next year, the next year was literally fucking last year. Sorry, I'm getting brain fog at this point.
Yeah, I think they were the 2 seed in the Atlantic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they were winning. They were gonna win the division, and then they choked it like the last week of the season.
Yeah, they were up by like 3 or 4 points to Florida.
Yeah.
What current coaches teams are a good destination though? I think Anaheim's a decent destination. Yeah. I don't think it's a top one, but I think it's decent.
Well, I mean, what other teams fired their coaches?
I'm gonna look that up now.
I mean, Seattle already hired a new coach, right?
Yeah, the Rangers already did. I think the Penguins are coachless.
Penguins, I would stay away from too.
San Jose fired the tank.
I don't think they did.
No, I don't think they did. Sorry, I'm looking it up for you, Blood, so I can give you a answer. But I know for a fact Anaheim isn't that bad. Fill a load for me.
So the Ducks do not have a coach. The Bruins do not have a coach. The Blackhawks need a coach. Because they have an interim coach right now, and I don't believe he's going to be coming back.
No, they would have signed him by now.
The Flyers, did they give Bradshaw the permanent coaching?
No.
Yeah, they're looking for a coach. Yeah, no, Seattle has not hired a coach yet. I'm sorry.
Thought they hired
No, general manager was Jason Botterill. They didn't hire a coach yet.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay.
Vancouver is looking for a coach.
Vancouver's a horrible fucking. I think that's the worst destination, mainly because
honestly,
Flyers. Yeah,
I would say
Flyers is meh.
For the best upside, I'd say the most attractive are probably Anaheim or Chicago.
Me too.
Because Chicago, obviously, you get to coach Connor Bedard. I mean, I think they're also going to be bad again next year. Anaheim's also loaded with a ton of really good prospects, a lot of forwards.
And good NHL talent, too. Young NHL talent.
Yeah,
You
like
have
Cutter Gauthier had a very good rookie year.
You have
Leo-
Dostal, you have Carlson, Mintukov.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting another defenseman. Sorry.
Yeah, I think the right coach there could really help unlock the Ducks.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I think Chicago, Anaheim, and I don't think Seattle is that great.
Seattle's not a bad space. I mean, I would say that the two teams I would want to stay away from are Pittsburgh and Boston.
Yeah.
Vancouver too.
Vancouver, I'm saying that's far away. They have to up Mike Sullivan's record-breaking deal for me to be like, you know what, I'll take it.
But who's available that would be worth getting that much money? No one.
So I don't think this is worth, but a name that I've seen a lot of people throw out about coming back to coaching is Dan Carlisle.
Dan Carlisle? Who did
Yeah.
he coach before? Are you talking about Joe Quenneville?
No. Joe Quenneville's name's been thrown out there, but no,
I heard
you do
that-
not
I
know
heard
who
it,
Carlisle is?
Not off the top of my head. You talking about Randy Carlisle?
No. I'll look it up right now.
He said his name Dan Carlisle.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Dan Carlisle before.
How do you spell the last name? Am I dumb?
Are you sure it's not Randy Carlisle?
Correct. I swear to God, it's not.
Yeah, I've never heard of Dan Carlisle.
Hold on. Is this just hot seats or people available? No, this is people available. There's some good names on this list though that I'm going through.
Yeah, I'm like 99% sure, though. You mean Randy Carlisle? He hasn't coached in a few years, Randy Carlisle.
Yeah, I think it is Randy. I swore it was spelled a different way though. But he hasn't coached since 2018-19
Yep.
with Anaheim. But I swear to God, it was spelled like Carl, and then there was like an I and an
Yeah,
E after.
Yeah, Carlyle.
Yeah, I'm on his.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you mean Randy Carlisle.
Maybe somebody spelled it wrong when I looked at it on Instagram.
I mean Randy, Danny. I don't know. Maybe that's his nickname.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he's getting pretty old. He's almost 70.
But there is. Joe Quenneville's out there.
I heard the
Jay
Ducks are very interested
Woodcroft.
in Joe Quenneville.
Yeah. I heard. Did he? I don't think he got an interview.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Bruce Boudreau. LOL. Fuck Chicago for life, though. Used to be second favorite team because Leafs never made it. I'll be back in a second.
Okay. 5 minutes still till puck drop for the second period. Whoa. You just rip ass.
Did I? I didn't. I legit didn't. That's it for now. Ooh, hot. Okay, so I posted the Lindstrom as a top, ex defenseman in NHL history or whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody commented, hot take. He is the best Swede of all time.
I mean, I'm trying to think of other. Daniel Alfredsson. Eric Carlson's probably in that conversation. I'm trying to think of other really. No, I agree with that. I don't think that's a hot take.
No, it's not. If anybody says it's hot take, low key. I mean, I guess it's. Would we say?
I mean,
right.
Alfredsson is really, really good too.
So I'm just looking at other players. This is a good list, but there's who can compete with them. There's Alfredsson, Carlson, like you said, Lundqvist,
Yeah.
Backstrom, Hedman.
I'd say Lindstrom's better than all of those guys.
Jorge
though.
Salming. Yeah, I think Lindstrom's better than all of these guys.
No,
That's not a hot take.
I think Nick Lidstrom is like the best Swedish player ever. Yeah. I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's a very cold take.
Yeah,
honestly.
very. Yeah, that's like a very. If you don't say he's the best Swede of all
I
time.
think Wayne Gretzky might be the best player ever, though. Just me.
When our TikTok and Instagram, this blew up everywhere. I posted a TikTok that was talking about Ovi can get the 1,000 goals, or already would be there and everything. And we were talking about Gretzky so being the all-time, the greatest player of all time. Somebody was like, if you think Gretzky is the best player of all time, you don't know puck. That's just rage bait. Like
pure statistical. Like if you just look at his stats alone, he's the greatest player ever, and it's not even close.
Right? I was appreciating the engagement he was giving us because people were fucking flaming him in the thread. I'm like, appreciate you, buddy. So the second period has just dropped the puck. By the way,
who are they saying is the best then?
Oh, let me give it to you. I love this guy that I'm gonna say. He's not the best of all time.
Well, Lemieux.
No, Crosby.
That's a recency bias.
It so is.
You can love a player and glaze like players as much as you want to, but good puck movement by the Avalanche. But Wayne Gretzky's it's not an argument. It's people just being stupid on the internet
Yeah.
just to argue for the sake of arguing.
That's also.
That's why I don't go on fucking social media anymore. 'Cause that's all it is. It's just
But
people arguing with each other.
I've learned to ignore it too. Like I'll post and I'll leave it. Like if somebody says something stupid or like a hateful comment, I'm like, they had nothing better to do. And then you'll click on their profile. It's like 0 followers and it's just no profile picture.
Yep.
It's like you have a fucking horrible life, don't you? And I hear other content creators talk about it. Like the Empty Netters were talking about it on one of their live streams, their playoff live streams. And they're like, you know what? People hate it when one of them say a certain word and everybody's calling it like saying, like, oh, people like the podcast equipment thing or whatever. It's like, you know what? People are just, they hate to just hate because they're bored.
Yeah, no, people want something to be upset about.
And it's honestly very, very entertaining.
That honestly does kind of piss me. I know it's rage bait, but like Wayne Gretzky's clearly the best player ever. Like, yeah, I'm not hearing an argument.
No, I'm with you. I'm so with you.
Because that's always been the nice thing about hockey is there's never been a GOAT argument. Like it's Wayne Gretzky. Like, cause they're going to be arguing basketball for the rest of time about who's the greatest basketball player of all time.
Correct.
Like that's never going to end.
And
unless unless another player plays and is like clearly better than LeBron and Michael Jordan.
You were about to say Steph. You were about to say Steph.
I wasn't going to say Steph. I was not going to say Steph.
No, but like in the NFL, I think it is a consensus that Brady is the best of all time at this point.
I think Mahomes can make an argument. Yeah.
And then with the MLB is so old and it's so like you can't throw a pitcher in there with the player because it's so different. Same way you can't throw like a goalie in with a skater or whatever. And same thing with like the NFL. Like you can't throw a quarterback in there with the fucking receiver, running back. In my opinion, like you can throw a running back and receiver.
Who would you say the greatest receiver in NFL history is?
That's a great question.
I think there's only one answer.
Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
I think after that though, it's like whatever you think. I think Megatron though is. I know he didn't have any playoff stats. I know his career was only what was it like 2008 to 2015
he was
or 16.
One of the most dominant players of his era, and that's why he's in the Hall of Fame because when he played, he was unstoppable. But I don't think he's in top 5. I don't even know if he's top 10 all the time.
The lack of longevity and the no playoff accolades. I know playoffs are a team stat, and I would say that till the day I die and everything. But I think it's more longevity. Like he would have broken more records if he was in the league for another 5-6 years.
He's in the Hall of Fame because he was probably the most unguardable player of his era.
He was. Ohtani there, it's done deal. I don't care. Best for sure already. I think Ohtani is up there.
I can tell you from when I was in Japan a couple years ago, like this is before he won a World Series or anything. They think he's literally God there.
Yeah.
Like he's everywhere.
You know what? When Ichiro came over, he was the first Japanese player, I think, ever to come over from Japan and play in the MLB. He was looked at as a god. And the reason that Shohei Ohtani wanted to sign with the Mariners, but the reason he didn't was because he didn't want to be in the shadow of Ichiro Suzuki, who, again, he was looked upon as god. And now the next generation of players with Shohei, or I guess Japanese people look at Shohei the same.
You got to remember, in Japan, baseball's more popular there than it is in America.
Here, yeah, it's the most popular sport in Japan. It's one of the only sports. It's like that.
I think it's their national sport, baseball. Yeah,
it is.
No, that was literally one of the first things I saw when I landed in Japan. We were getting off the airplane, and we were going back into the airport, and there was literally a fucking Shohei Ohtani billboard there, advertising for something.
Baseball is over there, And a lot of people, you see these Japanese players come over to the MLB, they're 26, 27 years of rookie year. Ichiro Suzuki was 28, 29 years old when he made his debut. Ohtani was one of the few players that came over, and he was still sort of young. He wasn't an 18, 19-year-old phenom, but we see these Japanese players that are 26 years old, they'll come over. It's because they play the professional Japanese baseball league over there, and they dominate.
I think that's enough baseball talk, though.
So real.
I mean, I come out of my realm when we talk about baseball because I don't follow the MLB at all. I just know Shohei's really good. Been a very calm start to the second period, I'd say. Whoa.
Ooh.
Loose puck in front. Skitters. That's a word I don't hear on the broadcast enough anymore. Shout out Doc Emmerich. He used to say skitters all the time.
Miss that man.
The puck skitters into the corner.
Wonder what he's up to nowadays.
He's probably just chilling.
With his millions and millions of dollars.
Huh?
With his millions and millions of dollars.
You know what? He lived a long, good life. He's seen a lot of amazing moments in hockey history.
What do we think? He's the best commentator of all time?
He's one of, yeah. I could tell you that I don't think ABC, ESPN, or TNT have a guy even close to being as good as Doc Emmerich on their broadcast team right now.
Not even close. Not even close.
And no, that's not disrespectful to them at all.
No, it's disrespect to them.
But no, because Doc Emmerich was just that good. Like him, like Wing, and like Rick Jeanneret, like kind of spoiled. Grew up because get to watch Rick Jeanneret and all the Sabres games and all the big national broadcast games. There was Doc Emmerich, like two goats of modern broadcasting.
Something that gives me a lot of nostalgia is listening to Doc Emmerich on Versus.
Yeah. The one thing I miss too is, I don't know, this is weird with Doc Emmerich, is like, because NBC had the Stanley Cup final for like 10 years in a row, and like he always did the Stanley Cup final with them, and he would always like give like a really he would like kind of like read like a poem, like as they're handing out the Stanley Cup, talking about like how hard it is to be a champion, or like all the work it takes to get there. It was always really inspiring, and it was like a cool moment.
You know what? There's a reason he's the best to ever do it.
He's one of the best, yeah. I don't know. We're not gonna have an argument about who the best the best commentator in hockey history is. I don't think that really matters, because a lot of people are going to be biased and say, "Oh, the guy that I grew up watching."
Yeah.
And we were also very spoiled because we got to listen to Rick Jeanneret for most of our lives.
Did you guys hear that Lou wants to still come back and GM somewhere? Like, buddy, you are mid-80s.
He can go be the GM at a nursing home.
That's so real.
He'd be a good GM there.
Yeah, he'd be great. That feels like the second shot of the period for both teams.
Yeah, it's very low event.
You know what?
This is normally how Game 7s are. Yeah. Very tight. No team's willing to take a lot of chances.
I think my 4-3 score is about 7 goals too high. Sorry.
I mean, I'm starting to think 2-3 was too high.
Yeah, low key though.
Should have hammered that under on the 5.5.
I'm sitting here. I was like, that's a high over under. Like they're gonna have everybody pick the under, and they know it's gonna go over. And here we are, still 0-0. 5 minutes into the second.
I mean, neither team has 10 shots on net yet. 8-6 right now in favor of Colorado.
It's gonna be a goal right here.
Yep.
I was kidding.
Shot block.
When he let that shot go, I was like, no fucking way, and it got blocked.
Chushkin and Labushkin. So this guy, Sean McDonough, he used to call the Monday Night Football games for ESPN for a few years.
Oh! Blackwood got over post to post right in time and
I don't know if you remember, this is like a wild card game like 10 years ago. The Chiefs and somebody, and someone on the Chiefs got like a fumble recovery, and they ran it back for a touchdown, and the dude lost his voice. He's like, all-time leading tackler in the history of the Chiefs. And then the play didn't even count because there was a penalty for a false start.
I'm going to look that up.
You've definitely heard it before. It was this guy, Sean McDonough. Yeah. You just look up Sean McDonough Chiefs.
Oh, 20.
Oh, shit. That was a good defensive play in front. Yeah, just listen to it real quick.
Oh, this.
It didn't even count.
This was the.
Is that the game where Mariota
yes, it was.
caught his own pass for a touchdown? Yeah. Because I think the Chiefs would have won that game if they would have scored that touchdown, and that play didn't even count. And he lost his voice for that.
They blew that. The Chiefs blew like a huge lead to the Titans too.
No, that was the Colts. Where they blew.
No,
like,
I thought they had
they blew a lead. I think they had like a 10-point lead.
But I know the Colts was.
Oh yeah, they were up by like 30 points. something insane
Imagine,
like that.
imagine being a Chiefs fan. I mean, Andrew Luck was beauty. Oh, we're not gonna get into like this random because we've been doing that the entire second period. But
This came in my head because Sean McDonough. People forget that he used to call Monday Night Football. We were transitioning going from calling Monday Night Football to doing hockey, but I think he was originally a hockey broadcaster. I think he used to do a lot of college hockey. Yeah, but I always remember that play where he lost his voice, and then people were flaming him on Twitter. It was like, man's lost his voice, and the play didn't even see the flag on the field.
That's crazy. Dude,
I mean, in his defense, like, when you're at the game, it's very hard to see the flags. When on the broadcast, they have like a person whose job it is to see a flag, and it says flag on the scoreboard.
Mm-hmm.
So you saw the flag play immediately, and it was like I think that's a flag on the defense.
You know what's actually funny? So for those of you guys that don't know, I have Bill season tickets, and so where my seats are, it's like corner of the end zone, so you can see everything. It's not like I'm looking side to side. Everything's in front of me. So when a play happens, and whether it's Happy jumping up and down, it's a huge play for us or against us. The second I see the flag, emotions go silent. And everybody's still cheering. I'm like, dude, there's a fucking flag. And every single time, you can go to any NFL game and this happens, the flag goes against the home team, you hear boos all this. It doesn't matter. It can be the most blatant fucking punch to the face. And they call a roughing, and you hear boo.
I mean, that's how it is, though. In any sport, though, you're always gonna boo the refs.
I hate it when it's like a clear penalty, and people are like, "How is that a penalty?" I'm like, "Dude, tackle them."
That happens at the Sabres games all the time. Like the Sabres would get like a tripping penalty called, and then the dude would literally like swipe out a guy's legs and knock him down. It was like, I mean, that's literally a textbook tripping penalty, and they're like, "Oh, bullshit. He fell on his own."
And then you hear, "Refs, you suck." It's like, dude.
I mean, I just find it funny.
It is.
The funniest thing ever was when you went to the game with me. Our buddy was screaming the whole game, and there was a fucking whistle for like a high stick or something. He screamed offside. Oh, what was that? What was that shot, Lindgren? Lindgren just had a pretty good shot, like area shot. Yeah, I can't talk. Shot in the slot, and he just shot it right in the corner.
Up and away. How about we get a goalie? What do we say, boys?
Nah.
Dude, your voice is cracked. Look at Sean.
All-time leader. The history of the Chiefs. Touchdown.
I think this is the first game that's been on ESPN Plus all playoffs.
Yeah, probably because this is a Game 7.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
I think I wouldn't surprise me from here on out like the rest. Oh, loose puck.
Good play.
You gotta have better rebound control there, Blackwood.
Yeah. He has to catch that off for it, man.
Oh, a good save by Blackwood. Dallas is starting to take control of this period. That was our first real scoring chance of this period, and we're almost 8 minutes in. Oh, we got an odd man rush here for Dallas. Oh,
that was such a good play by Wyatt. That was good defense too.
Are we about to get our 10th shot on net for either team? Shots are 9-9 right now.
Make a $1,000 bet who gets the 10th shot first.
I don't even know who's on the ice.
So real.
That guy got the 10th. Petrovic or.
Now he has no stick.
He broke it on the shot.
Oh shit!
Sometimes
I didn't even see that.
Sometimes it takes a minute for them to update the ticker.
But it would clearly hit the pad of Blackwood.
Yeah. Dallas has really tightened up things. You can see the adjustment they made going into period 2.
So Pete DeBoer might be the best head coach of all time. No cap, no pity.
Pete DeBoer is the best coach when you want to get your team on a deep playoff run. Not if you want to win the Stanley Cup.
That's low-key fact.
He's been to 3 Stanley Cup finals and lost every single one of them.
Yep.
Devils, Sharks, and Stars.
And he's been to...
When he was in Vegas, they went on deep playoff runs almost every year with him.
Mm-hmm. Was Gallant the first head coach, or was it DeBoer?
Gallant,
okay.
I think they fired him after...
What was it, after the 2018-19 season? Or is it... Because Gallant was also... out in front?
I believe they fired DeBoer after they lost to Montreal.
In the 2021 season?
Yeah.
Yeah, very terrific 21-year-old, actually. That kind of was awkward, too, for
Yeah.
Blackwood.
I think it went higher than he thought it was going to.
Oh,
Oh, if he was a righty.
yeah. Honestly, if I don't know, I'm not going to say anything because I'm not in the NHL, so yeah. Period has picked up a little bit, though, in Dallas' favor. Colorado has some matches them on. I mean, they have the top guns right now for the offensive zone draw, and they lose it right away, so yeah. Oh, that's a call.
There's a penalty coming up. Interference, easy call. Stupid penalty.
Yeah, you go to the sin bin for 2 and think about what you did.
Like, they don't call penalties in Game 7 unless it's really obvious, and that one was really obvious.
They let the boys play.
Dude, he just tackled him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a 5 for child endangerment. The fuck are we doing?
No, only that was on Wyatt Johnston.
Oh, you're right. It's on Rope.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Knee-to-knee contact. Fucking ban him from the league. I can't take myself seriously. Fuck.
Yeah, that's a stupid penalty. I mean, maybe he assumed that Hintz was going to make a play on the puck, but by the time he committed, that puck was going wide and he couldn't stop himself. So. Yeah, not a great penalty to take.
Their second power play of the game. They're 0 for 1 at the moment. Oh, that's kind of sick, though.
Huh.
What the crowd just did.
What?
They went, you know that the chant that goes.
I don't know.
Let's go, or whatever. And
I don't know what Dallas's chant is.
Oh no, the crowd just said "Let's go" when the music stopped and everything.
Oh.
Oh, good D.
Good breakup.
Logan O'Connor has had a very good series.
Oh, in front. Oh, it sneaks in. Short-handed goal.
And as I said, O'Connor
that was all him.
O'Connor.
That was all him. He didn't give up on the play. Yeah.
With McKinnon in
that
the
can't
series.
go in though. Ottinger. No. That's a bad goal.
Hit off the bottom of the glove and
it sneaked in. Or as my buddy Doc Emmerich would say, it skittered through. Yeah, look at that forecheck by O'Connor. Yeah, it got snuck in under his legs. Yeah, Josh Manson. Oh, off the post off his back. Never mind. That's just bad luck.
Yeah.
Man, I should have bet Josh Manson first goal scorer.
You'd be fucking rich.
Short-handed too. I don't know if you could bet on the conditions of the goal, if it was short-handed or power play. That'd be a little too wild.
That would be wild.
I could see people's like, but the odds are like plus 10 million if I pick Jack Johnson to score a goal short-handed for the first-time goal scorer in the third period.
Dude, put $1 on that shit. Not even throw like 10 cents on it.
Yeah, they wouldn't let you make that bet.
No.
Because if it somehow did hit, they give you like $100,000.
Yeah.
And they don't like giving people money.
No, they don't.
So, yeah, Dallas gets the power play. You know, as soon as we're talking about how Dallas is starting to get momentum, Colorado scores a shorthanded goal.
And now we sit here as there's 20 seconds to go on the power play. However, though, Colorado, man, even though they've been back and forth and they haven't necessarily looked great the second half of the second period so far, they're up on the score.
They're winning. That's all that matters.
Exactly. And they just killed off the penalty, too.
So maybe that penalty was actually like a big brain move.
It was more like, I'm going to do this on purpose because I know we're going to score shorthanded.
All I can say is that if they end up winning this game because of that goal, whoever took that penalty has to buy Logan O'Connor and Josh Manson a very nice dinner.
Some Malinsky.
Yeah. And I don't know who Malinsky is, so I'm assuming he's not a very highly paid player. So
no, he's not.
They're going to make him go to a really fancy restaurant. Good defensive play in front. Now you see Dallas trying to force things a little bit. Try to respond to that goal. That's always a big thing for me too, because I think that's what separates the good teams from the bad teams is how they respond defensively after they score a goal. Because most of the time after you score, especially in a playoff game, they're going to come back full force to try to get it back. And I see the team like the Sabres that whenever they score a goal, they're really bad at defending a lead, and I can't think they have to be one of the teams that give up the most goals immediately after scoring a goal.
They have the worst goal differential in the third period, but they have one of the best in the first period.
Is that going to be icing? Yeah.
It is indeed.
Looked like he was past center ice. What a stud, O'Connor.
That was a hell of a shot, too.
Yeah.
Granted, a little bit of luck is involved, too.
He's meditating on the bench now. I don't blame him. I'd be doing the same thing. The thoughts going through your head, you got to stay calm, stay in the moment.
Yeah.
I know I said this before, but I still think it's absolutely insane that Gabriel Landeskog is playing.
I low-key haven't noticed him at all in this game. Oh, he's literally right there.
Just the fact that he's out there, though.
I know. It's insane. It really is insane. It's impressive, too. He could have just given up.
Yeah, just the he had every excuse in the world to say, yep, I'm done. But he worked his ass off for 2 years to get back here.
He did.
He has 4 points in this series, so
he's
making an impact.
And he was playing through that injury for a season and a half, too.
Well, yeah. But then it got way worse.
It got really bad, yeah.
And he won a Stanley Cup playing on that injury, so.
So he'll take it any day of the week.
Because up until that game, I think when he came back in Game 3 was his first game back.
Yeah.
This last game was when they won the Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm. So shots are only 11-9 in favor of Colorado at the moment. We have 6:18 to go in the second.
I can tell you that goal has calmed the building down.
It has. As you'd expect.
They were getting kind of rowdy, and now they're being kind of silent.
Yeah.
Do you think a Mikko Rantanen Canes jersey is going to be something that's really expensive in a few years? Because it's going to be so rare.
You're going to see it on eBay for like $700. That would be wild, I'm not going to lie.
I mean, I don't know how many people bought them in the time. He was on them for like, what, a month?
Yeah, I think he played a total of like 8 or 10 games or something like that.
Because if I was a Canes fan, I wouldn't have bought a jersey until he signed a long-term deal.
That would have been smart. But you already know some stupid Canes fan impulsively went out there and bought a jersey right away and was like, oh, my God, we got Mikko Rantanen.
I mean, I can't necessarily blame when you get caught up in the moment, you're excited. It's very easy to do stuff like make impulsive decisions when you're in a good mood or excited about something.
That is so true.
That's how they get you. They try to emotionally manipulate you to get you to spend more money.
I remember when that trade happened, I was at work, and I saw the notification on Twitter, and I'm working with one of my buddies, and I'm like, dude, like, there's no fucking way. Like, this has to be a troll or something. And
oh, it just came out of complete nowhere.
Yeah, it did. I thought it was a literal joke, and I'm like, there's no fucking way.
Especially when we see Rantanen's name in a trade. He's like, why would they trade him?
Right.
Even if he's a UFA at the end of the year, you don't trade a player like that.
And then I go to X, well, yeah, formerly known as X, whatever. Oh, that was a good chance. And I see Rantanen's name trending. I was like, that's crazy.
I mean, I still think the biggest shock I've ever seen to a trade, though, is Luka one. Like, I was like, it happened at like 1 in the morning. I was like, Luka, it
was literally the GM doing it and nobody else.
They did not just trade Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
That's like trading. I'm trying to think of a good way to like trading.
Are you just doing any sports analogy?
Hockey.
Hockey.
Like trading Connor McDavid for Sidney Crosby. Like, yeah. Crosby's still great.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be good for a few more years. But you're giving up Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
Who's going to be good for another 10, 15 years. That's the same thing with, like, Luka and AD. Like, AD's still good, but he's Only has a few more
we got
years
some
to-
scuffles. Give it to him. Who's that at the bottom of the pile? I don't know.
They're going after O'Connor. You fucker, you can't score on us. Just 5-on-5, no penalties.
Kind of gay. Throw the entire Avs team in the dressing room for game misconduct. It ain't that deep, bro. Okay, we don't gotta sell you like that.
I mean,
That-
I'd be selling
That's
like
kind
that.
of that was kind of homo. If I'm not gonna lie,
I'd
jumping
sell you
into
like
his
that.
arms. No, I wouldn't. I'd know that I'm screwing over the Dallas Stars and like it's not really that cool, and you know I asked the ref to take the goal away. That's just me though.
Sure. Did you just post on YouTube for
No.
a live stream? Oh, I
No.
just got a notification.
Oh, I
for it.
posted that when it first came out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There has to be a better back check on that play too.
Yeah.
So we have 3:40 left to go here in the second period. Shots are 14-9 in favor of Colorado as they're still up 1-0 on the scoreboard. Dude, that. This game legitimately might end like 1-0 or 2-0 or.
That's the way it's
2-1.
going right
Yeah.
now. I mean, the shots are 14-9, very low event game. Ooh, smart play. Cover it in front.
Beat him up, Ben. Oh, out in front. Hit off a skate. I think at this point, if you're Dallas, you don't want to be stupid about it and just fire pucks on, but have to get some sort of pucks on that.
Oh, yeah.
Just try to cause havoc and traffic out in front and see if you can bang a loose puck home, because at this rate, even though Dallas has shown puck possession at times and good amount of it, it's just not working, and Colorado is just keeping them to the outside for the most part.
Well, that was a weird bounce. Still weird seeing Rantanen in the Stars jersey.
I think it always will be, at least for a
For a
couple
few years,
Yeah.
yeah. It also doesn't help that those jerseys are hideous.
I don't mind them. Not a fan of their road ones. I think those.
I'm
are
not a fan of
pretty
any of
brutal.
their jerseys. I think they have one of the worst kits in the league.
I don't know how you still don't like the neon, the black and neon jerseys.
I'm not a fan. I don't like highlighters on my jerseys.
I don't think it's. I think it's more neon green, not highlighter green, in my opinion. But it's just opinion based, right? I mean,
Go get a
no
green
facts.
highlighter and draw on the jersey.
I don't have a green highlighter.
You won't see the line.
Bro got bullied.
He did. Oh, come on, Donato. If you got to clear that.
And one.
Wow, what an interesting stat. Thank you.
That was.
Thank you, Sean McDonough, for letting me know that the Dallas Stars only have 4 Finnish players tonight.
Not 5. They'll have 5 once Miro comes back if they get past Game 7. That is courtesy of Sean
That's
McDonough.
why you are on the A team and you call the big games for ESPN for stuff like that.
Because the people need to know those stats.
I mean, I didn't know that.
I don't think they've ever.
My life has not changed at all since I found that information out.
I
But.
don't know if it ever will.
And that is it for the second period. I think there was like 5 shots on net for each team that whole period. But technically, the one Colorado scored on wasn't even really a shot on net. It hit the post.
Oh yeah, you're right. And that was honestly, there were not many scoring chances, and the lone scoring chance that it felt like both teams gave up ended up in the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas had higher danger chances, but
They
Colorado
have to make
they earned their goal.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark, for letting us know.
Why are PK Subban's glasses so big?
I was thinking that same
The
thing.
lenses are huge.
Dude, these guys are pointing out such the obvious things, bro.
I mean, but he's right. It doesn't matter how many shots or how many goals you score. It's just
he was like, listen, this time of year, it doesn't matter how many.
how big they are.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, no shit. You could score 7 goals and lose 8-7.
I mean, in his defense, he was kind of asked a dumb question.
That is true.
It's like low scoring. He's like, yeah, it's the playoffs, Game 7.
Yeah, like, doesn't matter. Like,
Teams aren't going to be wheeling and dealing,
yeah. It's going to be tighter. You're not going to see 8 goals in a playoff game.
especially in a Game 7.
Right.
That would be wild.
Dude, see?
I think the wildest Game 7 I can remember is Vegas and San Jose, where Vegas took that major penalty. They were up 3-0 with 10 minutes into the third. Took a controversial penalty, 5-minute major.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Joe Pavelski did get like slammed onto the ice head first.
Yeah.
San Jose scored 4 goals on that power play
They ended up winning that.
in overtime.
Yep. And then that was 2019, correct? Because I think I was in Florida when that happened. Because that was
2019.
That was when
yeah.
they lost to the Blues in the Western Conference Finals. So I remember that
Yeah,
game.
the Sharks,
I was
yeah.
leaving Buffalo to go to Florida, and then, yeah, core memory apparently. So
That first round series was insane though, and I remember everyone was making fun of Vegas, like, you fuckers, you finally lost.
it's like, let's go, and yeah. So glad this is actually buffering during intermission, not during the game.
Yeah,
But
couldn't have
I
picked
don't
a
know
better
why
time.
it's buffering. I don't know why it randomly stopped.
It is fun though when the internet comes together to bully the Vegas Golden Knights though.
It is.
Like when they missed the playoffs a few years ago and everyone was making fun. I remember it was them and Dallas that were like battling for the last wild card spot, and they went to like an 8-round shootout that pretty much determined who was going to get the wild card spot, and Dallas won. Because that was when like I first started learning about like Logan Thompson had been playing because
Yeah.
I think they still had Fleury
Yeah, they did.
and he was hurt.
When did Fleury win the Vezina with Vegas?
His
Was that
last year there, I
20
think it was,
well, I know that, but was that 22?
I think it was 21.
21? When did Vegas miss the playoffs then?
I think Fleury was gone. I think it was
Okay.
Robin Leonard was hurt. Yeah. Did it disconnect from the
Where am I
internet?
going? No, I sometimes have to do this.
You need to clear the cache.
No, I just have to force up the app.
I don't like Fire TVs. You don't have internet connection right now. We still live?
Yeah. Yeah, we're still live. It says it's connected on here.
No, I don't know. It literally just said though that
It's so weird though. Yeah, okay, I'm back. I don't know why it disconnected for a second. Have at it. Why? Oops, didn't mean to open up Spotify. Oh, we're back. We're back. Ugh. Alright, can I like load now? Damn. There we go. Bro, spitting for real. What's up? Yes, sir.
why the hell are they holding sticks?
That's a great question. You know what I think we can do? Are you fucking serious, dude? You know what I think we can do? I think we can go on an ESPN panel and do exactly what the fuck they're
I
doing.
mean, we got sticks right here.
That's true. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, so ESPN app's not working right now, so we'll give you the intermission show. So PK Subban was holding the stick like this.
Mark.
Was like,
Is it like really laggy? Oh, is the internet being that bad right now? Whatever.
So yeah, they got tie him up better. Yeah. Oh, the internet's fucked right now. Yeah. See, you got to hold your stick. I'm holding it backwards because I'm left-handed and this is a right-handed stick, and they can't hear us because we're not in front of the mic.
Hey, take this back. We're idiots. Yeah, I know. I really want to skate so bad, man. Yeah. I haven't skated since the injury, whatever. Obviously.
I haven't skated probably since the last time you skated with us.
Bruh.
Finally hasn't been texting me about ice. I think the internet might be taking a gigantic shit right now.
It is. But so the gold division in the I'm just gonna ignore that for now and let it play out itself. The gold division in the hockey league or whatever, I guess it's bring your own team and stuff. This motherfucker flatly goes like, yeah, like, you know, he wants to play in the league and stuff. And he added fucking me and Chris to a messenger group chat.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was there when he did that, yeah.
And,
So a bunch of people you know?
I don't know anybody.
Are they serious?
Yeah, they want to get skates together and stuff. And I texted Matt. I was like, since when is the goal to bring your own team? And he was like, yeah, it's just like recently, whatever. It's basically like that. And I was like, yeah, because Flatley asked if I want to be on his team or whatever, shit like that. And he was like, yeah, if you guys don't get enough, then it'll just be free agents or whatever. I'm like, so they won't be placed on their own team? It's like, no, like a team can pick them up if they wanted to, but they needed guys, whatever. And I was like, yeah, like I'll give you my code and stuff and just place me on a team if we don't get.
Did you register already?
No, I have to on Thursday.
When's the deadline?
Either 16th or 18th. It's one of those 2 days.
Oh, I gotta message Flatley and see what's going on with that.
Wait, because you don't have Messenger, right?
No.
This new Samsung update fucking sucks.
Were they up there with Android?
Yeah.
Make your phone slow?
No, my phone's fine, but it's like, in order to pull down like the settings, like your main like Wi-Fi, noise and everything, shit like that, you have to like hold down the bar from the top and drag it completely down. Actually, sorry, you have to grab like the battery icon and drag it down. But if it's notifications, you can just swipe down whatever.
That's what it was on the iPhone.
Look at this layout of the top. It looks exactly like the iPhone. Yeah. Like, am I tripping?
Yeah. So like, if I drag from anywhere else, like on the screen, there'll be notifications. But if I want like the hot bar, it has to be.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Literally the same thing.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this earlier when I first got the update. It's like the iPhone and Samsung, they're already very similar, but sooner rather than later, they're literally going to be the same thing.
I think Android will always be different enough.
I mean, they have to be because, you can't be like your competitor because
they could totally just copy them if they wanted to.
I mean, I guess so, yeah. It's both two of the top.
Well, Samsung also has their own version of they have their own custom version of Android that they run. I don't know. I'm not gonna get too technical.
Dude's a big tech nerd, Gus.
I am, but yeah. I mean, there's quirks, but I don't think Samsung will ever just be like using an iPhone.
No, I was really contemplating getting an iPhone when I got this phone, but obviously did not do that. Because they were like, yeah, if you just trade in your old phone, you can get $400 off, right off rip. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it. So I did that. Speaking of phones, we have a Verizon commercial.
They showed this commercial like 10 fucking times. Pete Davidson, I'm not switching to Verizon. I'm sorry, dude. Well,
Bro, it looks like he doesn't get sleep, too.
No, he's too busy doing drugs.
Yeah, you're right. No, I can't hear you. I don't know if it's just me or whatever, but it feels like this game is kind of going by decently quick.
Yeah.
Like, it's only 10 o'clock. The puck drop realistically happened like an hour and 40 minutes ago. And we're already halfway.
The games are usually about 3 hours.
Yeah.
2.5, 3 hours.
I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like playoff games go by a lot slower, like time-wise. I don't know if it's just because they say it's at like 7 and puck drops.
Well, definitely part of it's because the games start way later.
Yeah.
Because even like a regular season game, like if a game's at 7, it's probably starting around like 7:05-ish. Because they normally start the anthems and stuff at 7.
Yeah.
But for playoffs, yeah, it's usually like 20, 30 minutes after they say it's going to start. And then, it's the same commercial breaks.
Yeah.
Same intermission time. I mean, maybe it just feels longer because it's a playoff game and there's more at stake.
And then the Stanley Cup Finals, the game will say it starts at 8, and then puck drops at about 10 o'clock the next day. So
Yeah. But then nice thing though about the playoffs, if a game goes to overtime, no commercials.
It is so nice. I did notice that when I was watching the overtime game between, was it the Wild? I think it was Wild in Vegas when Vegas won. I noticed that as like time was dwindling down, it was
They still stopped to like scrape the ice,
Mhm.
but no commercials. Yeah.
like when it was like maybe there was like 10 or 11 minutes left, and I was like, there's been stoppage of plays where maybe there should have been a TV timeout because I didn't know this until that game, and then there was finally like the commentator said that they'd scraped the ice, but he's like we're not going to commercial break. No commercial breaks in overtime in a playoff game. I was like, oh, that's sick. Like
Yeah.
I did not. That's one of the things I didn't know.
That's what's awful about watching like the NFL, because it always seems like it's at the end of the game when like there's like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter and they're like taking so many commercial breaks.
The one gripe I have with the NFL is like the commercial breaks are just so like.
Well, it's awful when you're at the game because you're just sitting there, nothing's happening. The players are literally just standing on the field, just waiting for the refs to tell them to make a play.
Yeah, no, really.
Because you can't see the commercials in the stadium. It's just you sit there.
And like the commercial breaks, like with the NHL, they're like a minute and a half, 2 minutes max, or whatever. Like the NFL, they're 2.5, 3 minutes long. It's like, dude.
NBA games though, when they go to commercial break,
It is forever.
No, but when you're at the game, you want them to take more commercials. They bring up like they have like shows or they have someone like come out and do some crazy shit. Like literally never stops. When you're watching on TV though, it's brutal. Like I was trying to watch like the Lakers game last week, and there was like 3 minutes left in the game. About 45 minutes later, I turned off the game.
That's crazy.
It still wasn't over, and there was still a minute left because both teams had like 4 timeouts left.
Yeah.
They kept reviewing fucking fouls and taking all these commercial breaks. It was ridiculous. It wasn't 45 minutes, but it was an excessive amount of time.
Yeah.
It was probably at least 15 minutes to play the last 3 minutes of the game.
It is nuts. It really is nuts.
Like, come on, man. Like you're trying to sell me commercials. It's not even about the game anymore.
Like take the 30-second timeout. Just have the commentators talk about something. You're even during the timeout, just throw like a 30-second ad on the screen.
Sometimes they do that.
Dude, I'm not even gonna cap, bro. I haven't watched I haven't sat down and watched a full NBA game since the 2022 NBA Finals when the Warriors won.
The last full basketball game I watched was the gold medal game last year in the Olympics between France and the United States.
I watched the second half of that game. I didn't watch the first.
Dude,
but
that fourth quarter was like a movie, man.
It really was.
Steph was going.
Imagine being Steph and being double teamed and hitting that move and having Katie and LeBron open on your wing and on top of the key, and he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna shoot it," and then he drills it.
So there's a documentary on Netflix about the gold medal game, like the Olympics, and like they were like because they played France and they were like having France react to the plays and stuff in the game, and they were asking like what was going through their head. Is like, what can we do?
Yeah.
He's like, it's Steph Curry. Like, he's gonna make shots.
Yeah.
Like
the France commentator called Curry a literal devil.
Yeah. But every shot was just getting more and more insane.
Like at first he hits one's like whatever, it's Steph Curry.
But then it just kept.
Yeah, it was like the possession.
Oh, and they double teamed him and he hit the step back one where like 2 guys right in his face. Pause.
Dude, that shot, not the actual shot, but like the picture shot that got captured.
Oh, it's insane.
It is.
And then he hit the night.
Yeah. I remember when Curry started hitting the night in the 2022 playoffs, and everybody's like, oh, like, this dude's on a mission. And then he ended up, I think the best moment seeing Curry finally get his finals MVP was like, he deserved it. But obviously, with them being up 3-1 to the Rockets, sorry, they blowing the 3-1 lead.
They've done that before.
Yeah. They've also come back down from 3-1 in that same exact playoffs.
Yeah, but people remember the negatives over the positives.
Yeah, it is also
because
true.
They did come back from 3-1, and then they blew a 3-1 lead in the finals.
They were also what, the only team in NBA history to blow a 3-1 lead in the finals.
Yep.
And it was also the greatest regular season team ever at 73-9. That's why people remember.
Yep. Because they were down 3-1 to the Rockets in the Western Conference Final.
Yeah, nobody remembers how badly they were getting.
It was the Thunder they were down 3-1. Yeah,
and the Western Conference Finals.
If I can't beat them, I'll play for them.
That is so, dude.
I'll never forget on Twitter that day when like he announced that he was playing with the Warriors, and oh my God, everyone was just making so much fun of him. It's like, this motherfucker just ruined the NBA.
And I remember like there was like the literal cupcake memes and Thunder fans were going to Thunder games with the cupcake
But
signs.
imagine it would be like in the NHL, like Austin Matthews and Connor McDavid and like Sidney Crosby, Nathan McKinnon's like, we're all gonna play together.
Yeah.
It's like, why? That's not fun. You guys are gonna kill everybody.
Right.
I think super teams should be illegal unless you draft them all.
Personally, I don't think Katie needed to join that team. And it was funny because Katie was, ever since he joined the Warriors and he won those 2 titles and 2 Finals MVPs, whatever, he was like still kind of ring chasing you, teaming up with Kyrie and
Why wouldn't you?
Kyrie and James.
Some
and then
players
he went to
play.
Phoenix.
Some players play for the love of basketball. Some players play for legacy, and some people play for money.
Mhm.
He was a guy that wanted to play for legacy.
Yeah.
And how do you earn legacy? By winning championships.
Yep.
There's no issue. Like some guys play for money, and there's no issue with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but KD's definitely a guy that plays because he cares about his legacy.
Yeah. But it was seeing him though back, and is like we're talking.
I mean, he's gonna be
dominant.
available next year. He's gonna get traded. So
You know what that
never
means?
say never.
And
Get
to
enough
Justin
basketball
Bieber.
talk. What's going on in the third period?
I think it's gonna be a lot of the same, honestly.
Because I think
Dallas is gonna have to.
if this game ends up being 4-3, we're gonna have a wild third period.
This is 4-3, man. If this is 4-3, sign me up for whoever wins. I don't
Well,
care.
I have some news for you. We're really, really behind. The third period already started.
Oh, did it?
Colorado scored.
Oh no.
Yeah, I just opened the NHL app to see how long. Yeah, this is super, super, super behind. Yeah, it's 2-0 Colorado. Nathan McKinnon scored 30 seconds into the period.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Ooh, I probably shouldn't say that.
I think you're better off backing out and coming back in. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, he just did it himself.
Dude, he's so fucking overrated. Jesus, man. He is so overrated. Dude, can we stop with this fucking shit? Jesus Christ, dude.
So yeah, I spoiled the goal, but
It's okay. The game's over at this point, I'm not going to lie. I think Colorado's
there's
moving on
still
at this point.
a lot of time left.
I mean, 10 shots in 2 periods is kind of brutal.
Colorado only has 15.
But they're up 2-0 though.
You're not wrong, but there's still a lot of game left.
Oh, it was on a delayed penalty too?
I have no idea. Oh,
You cannot allow
that's
that
tough.
goal.
At first, I thought he roofed it.
Me too.
Because if he roofed it, I was like, well, what can you do?
Yeah. Stop dick riding them, Ray.
He ain't wrong.
No, he is so wrong right here. Watch. Scoring right here for real. I'm just setting the stage, by the way, guys. I wasn't being serious.
Trying to do the reverse jinx right
Yeah.
now.
Dude, he took a high stick.
That went to his chest.
I think you have to sell that CC, fall to the ice, and
He ain't no
Pain with
bitch.
his hair.
He plays the game out of respect. He's not gonna
sure
flop.
about that. He's a cup chaser, clearly, if he's on Dallas right now. Jokes.
Oh, I thought that went in.
I thought
a
he
second.
swallowed that up, dude.
E.
This is like the main screen at this point.
Oh, big save.
That was a really good pass. I'm not
That was a
gonna lie.
really good save.
That was a great save. Yeah, way to come out like past the blue paint to give him no angle too.
I don't get why the internet would have took a shit all of a sudden. Because I feel like the first 2 periods, like this was like
It was-
screaming like a
It was,
4K.
yeah, it was flawless.
Yeah. Is Nate home? Is he like going crazy in his room right now, like on the internet?
I have no idea. I know he's home, but I don't know.
It seemed like it just got crispy again,
Yeah, it's just going back and forth.
and now it's
See?
buffering. And the camera's feed is dead.
Bro, the Wi-Fi just completely took a shit. We were running smoothly.
I'd probably just stop the stream for a second. McKinnon scored 7 goals. Jesus,
He has 11 points in the series.
that's wild.
Correct, though.
Did you stop the stream for now?